step within CodeBeamer itself. So it's a very easy way to have remote management and sort of abstracts you from having to get your hands dirty on the server.
Okay, thank you. Again, I'm being very conscious of the time. I've got a few more questions here. One of them, I won't bother with that one. I'm just going to move forward to another one. How well does CodeBeamer scale? This person goes on to say, I start off with a small local pilot team, but it expands to cover the full international enterprise. Okay, so their organization might be scaling up. I think that's what they're saying. So how well does CodeBeamer scale?
It scales very well. We had a look at JavaForge, which just to provide an indication of what it can go up to. JavaForge has, I think, in total well over 100 projects. I think the total number of projects, including...
I looked yesterday, it was 260 projects.
Yeah, and I think in total in the archives there's somewhere approaching 1,000 from figures that Intland have quoted, and over 6,000 users. So that gives an idea of what CodeBeamer can cope with. Obviously, the hardware support for that has to scale in conjunction with the usage model and the number of users and projects that are going to be running at the same time. CodeBeamer's architecture helps there because it's essentially made up of 4 basic components: a web and application server, a database server, document file server, and an SCM server. And all of these different servers can coexist and run very happily on a very modest server, single server, and that can support most small to medium instances. But as the enterprise grows and the amount of work on the server increases, all of those aspects can be moved out to separate servers so that you can very quickly increase the performance and the response times and the load that it can deal with. So it's got a very flexible architecture. You can grow your hardware to meet your requirements, so you're not tied into just it's running on one server. You've then got to look at complex clustering or anything like that to increase its performance. You can just sort of move the key components out onto separate servers if you are in a very large enterprise environment.
Okay, we've just gone over the hour. Thank you very much for that, Martin. And to everybody out there, very much appreciate your time. Thank you for attending. Last couple of homework, which are, if you do have any further questions, if we haven't got back to you, and you've already posed a question, we will endeavour to do our best to come back to you. If you haven't had a chance to ask a question on your screen, you can see you can send a question to support@clearvision-cm.com. This is a recording. Therefore, if you want to rerun this again, you can come to the website and we'll point you in the right direction to where this recording will be stored. And equally, of course, putting my salesman's hat on for a second, if you're interested in either a trial version, if you're interested in pricing and quoting, then of course please do contact us at sales@clearvision-cm.com. So from Martin and myself, Jerry Toombs, thank you all very much for your time, very much appreciated, and I hope we've given you a new insight as to collaborative development. Thank you very much, and goodbye.